Are you feeling trapped in your corporate job? You're not alone. Welcome to the millennial corporate reality, a reality that's about as enjoyable as a root canal. The truth is, many of us are in a pickle. We're stuck in careers that feel as inspiring as watching paint dry, burdened by financial responsibilities and anchored by debt. You could say we're caught in the corporate mousetrap, baited with the promise of stability, only to be snapped into a reality of endless spreadsheets, monotonous meetings, and incredibly toxic workplaces with inappropriate colleagues. And let's not forget the soul-crushing nature of corporate jobs. You know, the kind that makes you fantasize about being anywhere else. Maybe on a beach, sipping a cocktail, or in the mountains, breathing the fresh air. But instead, you're in a cubicle, under the cold glare of fluorescent lights, wondering how you ended up here. For many of us, it's like being on an endless treadmill. We're running faster and faster, but we're not getting anywhere. We're just trying to keep up with the bills, the student loans, the credit card debt. It's like we're in a race we never signed up for but can't seem to quit. And then there's the pressure to perform, to climb the corporate ladder, to keep up with the people that your parents love to compare you to. It's enough to make anyone feel like they're drowning in a sea of suck. But here's the thing, we're all in this together. We're all feeling the squeeze of the corporate vice. And while it might seem like there's no way out, there are ways to navigate this labyrinth of despair. Maybe it's finding ways to cope with job misery and burnout. Maybe it's figuring out what you're truly passionate about and pursuing it on the side. Maybe it's making a complete career switch. Whatever it is, it's important to remember that we're not stuck in this forever. We have the power to change our circumstances, to break free from the corporate trap. But remember, you're not alone, and there are ways to navigate this sticky situation. It may seem bleak now, but there are unique ways to cope with job misery and burnout. So let's talk about these ways. First off, hobbies. Yeah, you heard it right. You're not just a corporate drone, you're a human being with interests and passions. Whether it's painting, knitting, or becoming a master at Sudoku, hobbies can provide an escape from the daily grind. They help you relax, and they're good for your brain too. So go ahead, pick up that guitar or dust off that old chessboard. Networking outside of work is another great coping mechanism. And no, we're not talking about LinkedIn or those stuffy networking events. Find groups or communities that share your interests. Join a local book club or a weekly pickup soccer game. These connections can provide support, encouragement, and might just open up some exciting career opportunities. Now, this next one might sound radical, but hear me out. Take mental health days. Yes, actually use your sick days when you're feeling overwhelmed or burned out. These are not just for when you're physically ill. Your mental health is just as important, if not more. Don't feel guilty about it. After all, a well-rested you is a more productive you. And lastly, don't be afraid to seek professional help. This can be a game changer. Therapists and counselors are trained to help you navigate through tough times. They can provide you with tools and strategies to handle stress more effectively. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Remember, self-care isn't some trendy buzzword, it's essential. So whether it's a long bubble bath, a hike in nature, or just a quiet night in with a good book, do what makes you feel good. Taking care of your mental health isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And remember, it's okay to ask for help. After all, even superheroes have sidekicks. And remember, we're the millennials. We can literally do anything. So chin up, brave soul, we've got this. Feeling stuck because you're not sure what you're passionate about? Let's explore how to figure that out. First off, let's debunk the myth that everyone has one true calling. Some of us are multi-potentialites with a range of interests and jobs over one lifetime. So instead of chasing a single passion, consider that you might have many. Now, on to finding those passions. A great starting point is to try new things. Yes, it sounds cliche, but hear me out. It's like going to a buffet. You won't know whether you like sushi, caviar, or escargot until you try them. So dip your toes into different activities. Learn to play an instrument, pick up a new language, try coding, or take up gardening. You'd be surprised at what might spark joy. Speaking of joy, reflecting on what brings you happiness is another way to identify your passion. Think about what you could do for hours without getting bored. What activity makes you lose track of time? What topic could you talk about endlessly? It could be anything from assembling IKEA furniture to experimenting with recipes, or even analyzing your favorite TV show characters. Whatever it is, if it brings you joy, it's worth exploring further. Next, seek mentorship. Connect with people who are already doing what you think you might love. Ask them about their journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Their insights might help you decide if that path is right for you. Remember, networking isn't about using people to get ahead. It's about building relationships and learning from each other. Lastly, let's talk about risk-taking. Now, I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow and become a full-time artisanal cheesemaker, but consider taking calculated risks. Maybe that means enrolling in a part-time course or setting aside a few hours each week to work on a passion project. It's okay to step out of your comfort zone. Finding your passion isn't a race, it's a journey, and every step you take is progress. So, let's start exploring, shall we? Once you've identified your passion, it's time to take steps towards it. And oh, let me tell you, this journey of yours is going to be one heck of an adventure. It's like climbing Mount Everest, but without the frostbite. Now you might be thinking, how on earth do I start? Well, for starters, consider exploring side hustles related to your passion. It could be anything from writing a blog, starting a YouTube channel, or baking those killer cupcakes everyone's been raving about. Who knows? Your side hustle might just turn into your main hustle. But remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your side hustle empire. You might also consider a career switch. Yes, I know it sounds scary, but think about it. Wouldn't you rather spend 40 hours a week doing something you love instead of something that makes you fantasize about a zombie apocalypse just to escape work? And let's not forget about further education. Maybe your passion requires a certain skill set or knowledge base. So why not take that online course or attend that workshop you've been eyeing? Learning is never wasted, especially when it's something that brings you joy. Now, throughout all this, remember the golden rule: self-care. Don't neglect yourself in the pursuit of your dreams. Eat well, sleep well, and for the love of all things holy, don't forget to hydrate. You're not a cactus. This process may seem daunting. There will be times when you will doubt yourself. There will be times when you will want to quit. But remember, the darkest hour is just before dawn, and when the dawn comes, it will be worth it. Your journey towards your passion is a marathon, not a sprint. Pace yourself. You're not in a race against anyone but yourself. So take it slow, take it steady, and before you know it, you'll be living your dream. And trust me, there's no better feeling in the world than that. Feeling overwhelmed? Let's take a moment to look towards the future with hope. In the grand scheme of things, remember, you're not alone on this journey. Yes, the corporate world can be a daunting place, filled with endless emails, meetings that could have been emails, and the perpetual hum of fluorescent lights. But here's the thing you need to remember. You have the power to change your circumstances. You are not a tree rooted in one spot. You can move, grow, and branch out in any direction you choose. Think about it this way. You're a millennial, right? You've already lived through some of the most significant events in recent history. You've seen towers crumble, economies collapse, and a virus bring the world to its knees. Yet, here you are, still standing, still fighting, and still dreaming. That's resilience. That's power. So if you're stuck in a job that feels like it's sucking the life out of you, remember, you have the strength to change that. Maybe it's time to switch careers, or perhaps it's time to follow that dream that's been whispering in your ear. It's never too late to pursue what truly makes you happy. And if you're not quite sure what that is yet, that's okay too. Life is a journey of discovery, and sometimes finding out what we don't want is just as important as finding out what we do. So keep exploring, keep questioning, keep dreaming. Because the only thing standing between you and your happiness is the fear of taking that first step. And you, my friend, have already proven that you can face fear head on and come out the other side stronger than before. Remember, as a millennial, you've survived 9/11, a recession, and a pandemic. You can do anything. Keep going, keep growing, and most importantly, keep hoping.